Good morning, children. Welcome to our lesson in Science 4, entitled Changes in Solid Materials for Quarter 1, Weeks 3 to 4 of our Modular Distance Learning. I am Mrs. Kimberly Gimena-Rasalan, Teacher 1 from Hulo Elementary School, Pililla, Rizal. Hello everyone! Welcome to our Science Time! Before we start our lesson for today, let us first review our previous lesson, which is the properties of matter. So what do we mean by porosity? Anyone? Okay, thank you. Porosity is the property of a material to absorb liquid like water. Porous materials have plenty of spaces or holes called pores where liquid can be quickly absorbed. Towels, tissues, and sponge are good materials that absorb water. Porous, materials that absorb water such as tissues, towels, and sponge. These materials can easily undergo decay also. Non-porous, materials that do not absorb water or liquid. Plastic or metal spoons and forks, porcelains, cups, iron nails, aluminum cookwares and glasses. There are no holes and spaces between the particles. Okay, children, can you name some examples of solid materials? You can tell some objects. That's great. Very good. Your answer is correct. Good job, children. Let's find out more. Very good, children. Your answers are correct. Let us read the different examples of solid materials. Spoon, cloth, stone, wood, fork, metal, paper, glass. There's still a lot more of examples of solid materials that can be found in our surroundings. So, class, in this lesson, you will describe changes in solid materials when they are bent, pressed, hammered, or cut. Read the poem below. Can you name the materials that can be bent, pressed, hammered, or cut? The title of the poem is Bend It, Stretch It, Hammer It, Break It by May Natividad. At home, I know. A wood cabinet is hard. I can't bend nor stretch it. But then I found in my room my broken crayons, pencils, and metal key lied in the window. My younger brother played with them, so I placed them in a row. My mother saw this, and she gave me coins to buy a metal case that is new. So I got on my bicycle and bought a hammer. But along the way, I found a tin can, so I did bring it home too. I pressed and hammered a tin can to make a pencil case. So this time I know all things I can keep in it surely will be safe and always look new. After reading the poem, what are the different solid materials mentioned in the poem? Can you name some? So look at the pictures as your clue. What are the different ways by which these materials are changed? You can write your answer on your notebooks. Great job! Very good, children. After reading the poem, can you now identify the different solid materials that are mentioned? And what are the different ways by which these materials are changed? These pictures can be used as your preferences. Great job, children! Very good! Thank you for answering the questions. You have read the poem about the different solid materials at home. These materials have their own properties and characteristics. A wooden cabinet can't be bent because it's very tough, but they can easily be shaped. Unlike the wood cabinet, crayons and pencils are brittle. The metal key is tough, hard, and luster. A tin can is shaped into pencil case. This means that metals are malleable, that can be hammered into thin sheets. This property is called malleability. Metals are usually shiny and can conduct both heat and electricity. You probably observed electric wires at home. The materials used for this are copper wires. When bent and hammered into thin wires, they will change in size and shape only, but there's no new material formed. Ductility is associated with the ability of the materials to be hammered, thin, or stretched into wire without breaking. A ductile substance can be drawn into a wire. Other examples of ductile materials include gold, silver, and copper. Other solid materials can be bent like pencil, crayons, and small twigs. They are brittle. Look at the pictures below. These are materials that have been shaped or made into another material. Can you name each material found in Figure 2? Tell what process caused the changes in its size, shape, or texture that make them useful in our daily lives. Materials made into useful products based on its property that can be found in Figure 2. You can write your answers in your notebook or in your activity sheets. And to further elaborate our lesson for today, let me tell you some additional information about solid materials. Solid materials can be changed through many ways: by cutting, tearing, folding, twisting, bending, stretching, pressing, coloring, crumpling, melting, and others. Such actions may change the material's size, shape, texture, color, and other characteristics or properties. Solid materials can be bent. When bent, these materials may change their size and shape. No new material is formed. Only physical appearance of these materials is changed. Solid materials can be pressed depending on the property of the material. When pressed, these materials may change their size and shape. Other solid materials may also change their texture when pressed. No new material is formed. Only physical appearance of these materials is changed. These pictures show the change in appearance of the solid materials when being pressed. So after we tackled our lesson, this is now the time for you to do the activities. For learning task number 1, you have to investigate what materials have the ability to bend, hammer, cut, or press. The materials are clay, bottle cup, iron nail, hammer, scissors, cloth. Here are the steps. First, you have to get all the materials needed. Children, please prepare all the materials. Put it on your table. And then, you have to do the following. Press a clay, bend a plastic bottle, cut a piece of used cloth, hammer a piece of nail in a wood. But children, remember, you must be very careful. You can ask the help of your parents or other elder persons to help you in hammering a nail in a wood. Next, you have to observe what changes happened in each material. Record your observation by completing the graphic organizer below. You can use a sheet of paper, your notebook, or activity sheet in answering this activity. For learning task number 2, do the activity below. Use only the materials that are available in your place or at home. Materials needed: 1 piece of candle, aluminum foil, wooden stick, plastic cup, chocolate bar, and matchsticks. Here are the steps. First, try to bend, cut, hammer, or press each of the materials listed in table number 1. Number 2, write in column 2 what you can do to change the material. 3. Write in column 3 to describe the changes that occurred in the material. Here is the table that you can copy and use for answering the activity. On the first column, listed are the materials. At the middle column, what can I do to change the material? You have to write your answer. And in number 3, table, what change happened to the material? Write again your answer. For learning task number 3, using the given materials, do the following steps below. You may choose the materials that are available at home. Materials: stone, Play-Doh, eraser, sponge, ruler, elastic band, string, ball, cloth, plastic straw, metal spoon, and a piece of wood. Here are the steps. 1. With the given solid materials, show ways by which you can change the characteristics of the materials. 2. Check each column where each material responds appropriately. Here is the table in answering the learning task number 3. We have here 5 columns. Check the property of the solid materials that corresponds with the materials that you've been used in the activity. Questions. Describe what happened to solid materials when they were cut, pressed, hammered, or bent. Did they form a new material? Why? You can write your answer on a piece of paper, notebook, or in your activity sheet. And for the learning task number 4, examine the different solid materials given below. Choose the physical activity that will cause the material to respond. Write the letters of the best correct answers. You can use a piece of paper, notebook, or your activity sheet. Here are the additional materials to be answered. Good luck, children! After listening to our lesson, and after answering your different activities, do you have any question? You can write it on a piece of paper, or in your notebook, or in your activity sheet. That's all, children. I hope you have learned something new. Have a great day. Have fun while learning. Thank you for watching.